Rachel Kyte from the World Bank is with us here today, and she was not able to join us this afternoon, so she's going to address those of you who are here this morning. But first, just so that everyone can find out what happened in the other sessions, what we're going to do is to ask each of the workshop chairs to come up and say very quickly what the one key message and the one key action point from their session was, and then Rachel is going to use that to inspire you, to talk to you, to give you ideas, to challenge you even.
Hello everyone. One of the main things I took away from our session on messaging and communication was that it's really, really important to know your audience, to know who they are, to know their motivations and their barriers to action, to know what media they use. One other thing I'd just like to share with you, we had a really lovely quote at the end, and that was from our colleague in Kenya, and he said, I believe one person can make a difference. So you, as communicators, can make a difference. Thanks.
There was a group of about 20 people from different countries, and we discussed some essential problems. We discussed the problem of importance of early education. The great advantage of education will be if we can educate in specific way. Depending on the age, it is the early education. The next problem was the problem of how to educate educators, because we found that in many countries there are some problems with knowledge about educators. The third problem we try to discuss is the problem of contacts between this promotion and education of populations through media, journalists, TV, etc. There's also a problem how to link, to transfer the knowledge from research society to journalists with the most simple but not trivial way. And the last, the role of the new social media, like Twitter, Facebook, and so on. It was not finalized the discussion about build the platform of educational programs, of educational method system, and to exchange the ideas, new ideas in our society. Thank you.
Hello. So the main thing that we talked about was that climate campaigns should not just focus on the long-term goals, but also have short-term narratives and ways to empower people that, individuals can make a difference and show in ways that are tangible, that they can see a difference, such as, turning off your water faucet when you brush your teeth, say that can save X amount of liters, and they can have a visual representation of how much that is that they can be saving.
My subgroup dealt with costs, and I think it was a consensus among our audience that awareness of costs of mitigation, adaptation and impacts is insufficient. People are not aware of true costs of these categories, and people are not aware of the possibility of co-benefits or win-win situations. So making some expenditures that serve multiple purposes.
Hello, my group was tasked with finding solution, and I wish very, very, very hard that I could announce you that we have found a solution to climate change. But actually we only identified 3 problems, and we have 3 ideas in that respect. The first one is the apparent conflict between development and climate protection. That seems to be always a problem when policies are devised. And the solution that was discussed was to try to present this issue as a leapfrog process to a low-carbon society, so that the development process can actually skip some of the problems that historically were found in the traditional development process. The second issue was the problem of timing, the fact that the costs of climate change are mostly now and the benefits are shifted in the future. That, of course, is a mismatch with the political system that reacts mostly to short-term perturbations. The solution here was to try to present the policy as immediate benefits. Of course, no regrets policy are part of the package. But there are also some discussion about the fact that we need to find a way to represent future generation in the democratic process. The other problem was the global discussion forum that's incorporated in this conference. The group felt that we need to expand the discussion so that more actors that are active ingredients in the climate change process can be present at this kind of international discussion. In practice means try to engage in these discussions also the finance minister, the industry minister, the energy minister, rather than concentrating on the environmental regulators as this conference is set up now. Thank you.
Thank you.